I'm going through it too. You know, I'm no different than any of you guys. Don't take my advice just because I'm a manager. You can call me whatever you want. We're all hustling to make sure that we feed ourselves and we feed our family. And so if I could share with you a few techniques that help you feed your family, then take it, right? You have nothing to lose, but just be mindful of how you're doing your job today.
No, I get it now, the shit that I grew up with. Never used to be a part of the subject. Now they youth in my town about to run shit. Make a move and everybody trying to run with.
At Sales Remastered, and I got a message for you. But it's easier to influence urgency if I said, hey, you know what? I was sending this out. I got an idea. I want to run it by you. This is my idea. Okay, well, what I can do is I can reserve it for you, but I can't give it to you because you're not validated yet. I need your documents first.
You take some of these qualities and these techniques and sprinkle it into your efforts, you'll find that there's less resistance in getting the compliance that we're all fighting for every day.
Are you worried because the market's shifting in a direction that you don't like? If you're having issues selling your rates and fees and points and costs.
So how do you continue selling their attention is that you don't advertise, right? Marketing, selling, and closing are three different things. So when you're trying to connect with them, the marketing's already done because you're connected with them. Does that make sense? Now the selling is to continue gathering the information, but in order to do so, you have to listen to what they need. So in the first call, if you gathered that the wife lost her income, or if you gathered that their 4-year-old is now going to daycare because the wife is going back to work, these are clues that you can leave on your voice message that'll make you stand out far more effectively than your competitor, right? Like, hey, Jim, this is Daniel. Hey, I think I got a resolution for your deficit of $300 per month. Give me a call back. That's very attractive.
I believe the sense of urgency doesn't just happen at the end, where typically right now, the sense of urgency is only offered at the end. But if we want this specific result, we have to actually reverse engineer it. And the end result that we're trying to learn here today is how do I get this person to act urgently, to do what I need them to do in order for me to make sense of this sale, right? And that whatever they need to do, whether it's gather their documents or get an appraisal paid for, we need to have them do it quick so we can hand the baton off and go hunt some more. And so we see the upside to creating a sense of urgency. And I think that if you do see the upside of that, then you're really going to hone in and take away a lot of the lessons that I share with you in this meeting. But when we really break it down and analyze, again, reverse engineer and say, hey, I need this person to act fast. I need them to ignore every distraction around them. I need them to tell themselves when they say, I'll just get to it tomorrow, I need them to not procrastinate. This is what we're thinking. And so we try to set that at the end of the close. What I want to do is introduce you to a new way, a different way to do the same thing. And say, hey, David, thanks for holding. And say, hey, the reason why Q is transferring you over to me is because I'm authorized to provide you with the information you need. But before I begin, let me just make sure you're in the right place. I'm going to ask a few basic questions to make sure that I can help you first. If I can, I'm going to show you exactly what I can do. If I can't, I'm going to help you save a bunch of time. Just those few sentences is so important because it enables you to control the conversation, control the engagement, and trigger a response. Such as, oh, this is going to be quick. I'm going to save some time. This is the right person to talk to. He's going to send it to me if he can help me. I've already answered most of the objections that initially we run into, right? And when we understand that, we actually we manifest that objection by asking them, how can I help you? What's your goal? But we don't know it. Sometimes we just simply, because again, it's out of our comfort zone to say anything different. And because we hear it being practiced by everyone else, hey, it must work for them, right? Well, I might as well do it. And so that's influence at work. You are influenced by your peers. You're influenced by your surroundings to do certain things. And what I found was, by using that script, it allowed me to take control of the conversation and hone in on the thing. Again, I reverse engineered, right? I was always thinking, well, how can I make this person want what I have so bad that he's going to act right now and do it right now? And so in reverse engineering, I found out that I need to connect with them in a different way. And usually how I used to connect with them when the market was good or before I really start getting good at this, was that I would connect with them based on rate and fees. In other words, I would have the entire conversation formatted in a way where it was all based off, yeah, I got the lowest rate. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show no fees. Oh yeah, lowest cost. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you the lowest rate. And so naturally, the engagement was all based off of rate and fees. Make sense? When I did a simple adjustment and I stopped asking, what's your goal? Because I already knew what the goal was. More importantly, I needed to position myself in a way that at the very end, they would act with urgency. So I knew that they wouldn't act with urgency if I was a salesman. I knew they wouldn't act with urgency if I was a marketer, because I'm empathetic. I understand what these prospects go through every day. They have become desensitized to the word act now, right? Get it now. Everything says that. So they've become desensitized to it, much like we're desensitized to the email notifications from BV. It's just there. Get out of the way. Think about it, right? This is how our thought process works. And so then I realized that, well, if I can't get their attention and make them respond as a salesman, well, what would make them respond as with urgency? And what I found was authoritative figures make you respond with urgency, such as law enforcement. If you're driving on the road, right, and you see law enforcement in your rear view, what do? Just kind of sit up straight, make sure you're, right? You're influenced. Again, that's influence. If you are speaking with a doctor, right, and the doctor tells you certain things, you just cooperate. He's not asking you, hey, may I take your heart pressure, right? May I take a blood sample? They're not asking you, they're saying, hey, this is what you need to do. There's just a different tonality. Same thing with an attorney. Same thing with a contractor or a person doing a bid for your house, right? There's just a specific tone. And so I've realized that because of that influence, then I needed to switch up my demeanor. And so instead of asking, hey, what's your goal? I played off to their emotion of just wanting to save time and wanting to save the most money. I already knew what it was about. Make sense? I wasn't acting new. I wasn't like, hey, what's your goal? I already knew. So if I asked that question, I would be positioned more as a salesman. Instinctively, after I asked that question, if they said a rate that I personally didn't agree with, I justified the reason or the amount of hustle I'm going to put behind it. Meaning, oh, that's a lower rate. He's probably not going to buy it. So now my hustle meter just went way down. My enthusiasm dropped. I almost was checking my watch and be like, oh, I got another call. Right now I'm trying to rush off the phone. I'm actually trying to find reasons as why the loan won't work. Because I've made the decision as to what he's going to buy, what they perceive as value. And what I did was I stopped that mentality because I understood that mentality just backs up a salesman, right? A consultant or someone who's planning for a marathon, for example, is going to be one that actually makes the most of that engagement and will properly farm the data, mine the data, so that if in the event I can't help them now, I understand that in 6 or 12 months I possibly can. So it's never a lose to me, but that's just the way I look at it. Simple adjustments, simple tweaks like that will change your demeanor. It will change the way you convey a message. It would actually change the way you influence people to do certain things. There are certain emotions that ultimately drive urgency. So the reason why prospects ask for the lowest rate is because that is the only way that they understand to lower their payment. They just don't know how to say it any other way, right? So they believe that if they have 3.5 on their mortgage now, and that brings a payment of $3,000, the only way that they're going to save $500 is if they lower the 3.625. Get it? Because they don't understand it like we do. So naturally, that consumer is going to call and say, hey, I need a lower rate than 3.625. But we digest the information in a way where, depending on who's digesting the information, is going to be combative. They're going to get frustrated. Oh, we got another rate shopper. Sound familiar? Right? And then our demeanor changes because we are influenced from the memories we have in referencing what we just went through. Whether it was a bad call with a specific borrower or a bad experience with the loan processor, we're actually bringing that in with us. And now it's no more about the prospect. This is why they don't follow you. But when you connect with them at an emotional level and you become the expert, you become the consultant, guess what you now can do? You can make them do certain things. But it takes a lot. You know, it's a different mindset to feel that you have the authority to do something like that. And so I understand that not everybody can deliver in this way, but if you want that specific result, you need to operate and do something that's different from what you're doing right now. So some of you may not even need help with this. And I appreciate still you guys attending, and I think that there are some nuggets that you're going to pick up just from being in this meeting. But when we understand what actually pulls someone's attention is actually rooted and motivated by three main things: fear, love, and status.
Are your competitors popping up in the market like that? Are you a mortgage banker struggling to get by in today's market? If you work in a call center right now and you have to originate your sales by phone, or if you rely on sales in order to eat, if you're motivated by top tier bonuses, if you're motivated by being the top paid sales agent on your sales floor, regardless of the market, regardless of the trends, regardless of your resources, regardless of your leads, go click the link below. It's called Course Library. Check out the sales script. It's called Banker Script below, and it'll give you a sneak peek of the secret formula. If you want to know what it feels like to originate sales with least resistance, if you want to know what words to say in order to melt objections, if you want to know how to properly frame a pitch so that you close that pitch and create urgency to get you the documents you need to elevate that loan and pass the baton on to processing, I got that for you. Click the link below, go check out the course library, download a copy of your sales script, and
No, I get it now, the shit that I grew up with. Never used to be a part of the subject. Now they youth in my town about to run shit. Make a move and everybody tryna run with.